Yeah. So when I think about how to make coaching powerful, there's less doing, right, than being. So I love the dichotomy of being versus doing, because for a lot of coaches, that opens up a world of like, like what? Like, because we're all so nervous and so like a little bit anxious when we go into a coaching conversation, that we're going to do the right thing, that we're going to listen well, that we're going to ask the right questions or give enough space. And I find that that's all true, but the best way to find that doing is to focus on your being, right? Like how you want to show up, not what you want to do, but how you want to be. And I think that's lost on a lot of coaches. And when they understand that concept, it can be a game changer. So decide, how do you want to be in this conversation? Do you want to be curious? Do you want to be open-minded? Do you want to be grounded, right? And then let that doing flow from there, right? Versus the opposite of what do I want to do and how do I want to do it? Yeah.
Yeah, that is such a good tip. It's such a good tip to trust actually that you know, and if you're just present and connected with the other person, the coaching will flow.
Yeah, and I think a lot of coaches, Michelle, forget that their presence of listening, like no one else has listened to them before, their presence of curiosity and the space that they allow for the client, that nobody is giving them this kind of space, like right. Nobody. Even if that's all you did, if that's the only thing you did and you showed up and you asked like crappy questions and listening was like half-wit, it's still like super valuable, because no one's giving them this space and time to talk about themselves so freely and openly,
Right. Less and less, right? With all the technology and cell phones and distractions and yeah.
Yes. Yes, I was on a conversation with someone yesterday. It was just someone I'm building an acquaintance with. And I asked her a lot of questions because I wanted to get to know her. And there was no interest like reciprocated. And I was just taken aback at how little people, and I'm always taken aback, how little people inquire about other people, right? And that's a coaching skill that we get to do. So when you're coming in and you're asking the client all about themselves, especially like what's inside of them, it's like the biggest gift, because no one's ever asked them. Like in the last like 72 hours, very few people have asked them, so what do you really want?
That's true. That's so true.
Nobody's asking questions. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's just crazy. I just actually put it out on social media today, an article just about that, about the power of asking questions and how we don't do it. Yeah. So as you evolved as a coach, like what would you say are the things that most helped you get to where you are today as an MCC?
Do you mean like in my skill set or in my business, Michelle?
Actually, both of those are interesting, I think, for listeners, because as an entrepreneur and as a coach, like what helped you get to the successful place you are today?
Yeah. So as a coach, hands down, I did it late in my coaching career, but it was going through the work and the process of getting credentialed. CF, EMCC, whatever it is you want to, whatever credential, it's a game changer. It was for me anyway, because I didn't know what I didn't know. And I thought I was this like amazing coach that was just blowing people's minds. And the truth was I was poo-poo. And I didn't know I was poop on a stick, because I didn't know what I just thought, I've been doing this for like 1,000 hours and I got to be good at it, right? Until my coaching got in front of a certified assessor, and it was like, So when I went back to the drawing board to get certified and educated for my MCC, everything changed. What changed was my knowledge. First of all, I didn't know how poorly I was coaching. 2, with that, my confidence went up. With that, my transformations for my clients increased. With that, my referrals like blew up. And guess what happened to my fees, right? So it was like 5 levels of game changing that credential gave me.
Wow.
Not credential, but the process, right, of getting the credential.